OK, let's bring Michael back in then. Just how impressive was that performance from Jadon Sancho?
Yeah, it was excellent, wasn't it? Obviously, Dortmund fans are obviously delighted. He was eye-catching on the ball last night. He completed 13 take-ons against PSG. Only Neymar has completed more in a Champions League knockout game. So Borussia Dortmund fans were absolutely delighted. I think Jamie Carragher enjoyed his night as well. And Manchester United fans will be watching that as well last night. Look, we know the issues he had with Erik ten Hag, but maybe was that a glimpse of what United have potentially been missing this season?
Glimpse of what Man United have been missing, yeah, but I guess Man United fans, as you say there, Bridgie, will be saying, where was that when he was in a Man United shirt? 12 dribbles last night from him, and he managed 7 in any game last season in the Premier League. And there's just that feeling that he was so brilliant last night, wasn't he? So electric, so exciting, so confident on the ball, and you just think, well, this is what you pay £70-odd million for. This is a top quality player looking so exciting and so dangerous. And it's just that riddle of what went wrong really at Man United. There was talk about, the weight of perhaps Man United's shirt on him. This is a Champions League semi-final that he's doing this in. I mean, Nuno Mendes, the left back there, will be having absolute nightmares about facing him again in Paris next week. From Sancho's side, from people around him, he's very happy out in Dortmund. He clearly feels very comfortable there, and he's really focused right now on just producing his best football that he can in this moment, not worrying too much about what happens in the summer. But it is a big talking point because this is a big investment for Man United, and surely they will be looking at a way that they can not just let this asset just drift away from them. And I guess it's all just tied up really in Ten Hag's future, isn't it? Because there seems like such a grudge between them now. There's just no one was going to back down on that argument. And it's a really awkward one, I think, for Man United to be watching him playing so well. Sam, we were talking as well off air about England as well. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it might be a little bit too late for England. I think it's a little bit too late because it's such a competitive area, that left wing spot, that Phil Foden. Is probably the front runner for that. But I think the irony from Manchester United is that if Sancho wasn't on loan from Manchester United, then maybe Ineos or Jim Ratcliffe would be looking at Sancho going, well, he's the solution to our right wing problems, because we saw Anthony's only just scored his first Premier League goal of the season at the weekend. Amari Forson's a little bit raw, it's not really worked so far, and obviously Marcus Rashford doesn't like to play there. And I think so Sancho, it shows the impact of being in the right environment. He's clearly happy, as Pete says. And yeah, it's all in Manchester United's court at the moment regarding his future.
It does feel like if Ten Hag stays, he's not going back to United. But is there a scenario where if it's not Ten Hag and somebody else perhaps comes in, that he could come back? Or do you think the fans wouldn't want that either because of the way that it all played out?
I think if he comes back and can produce performances like that, I think the Man United fans will quickly forgive any grudges they might have against him about the way he left the club this time. But yeah, there's lots of ifs and buts, aren't there? I think, look, this is ultimately this player is just 24 years old. He's got a contract until 2026, and United can extend that by another year. I don't think there needs to be a rush about this decision. I guess the situation would be is if Ten Hag stays and doesn't want Sancho for next season, what do you do then? Is it another loan to Borussia Dortmund? Is that situation? Because maybe you don't want to completely sell him. But what is odd for me looking at it is we're hearing stories coming out of Man United at the moment about Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos cutting travel costs for staff, cutting the benefits they're giving to their normal working staff, trying to cut back on any expenses that are unnecessary. And then you've got this huge asset for them playing at Borussia Dortmund. Clearly they're contributing to his wages as well. This is an expensive grudge that he's got with Ten Hag ultimately for Man United. So I think Ratcliffe must be looking at this thinking, we need to make a solution here that benefits Man United, because right now it's benefiting Borussia Dortmund, it's benefiting Jadon Sancho. One thing you would say is, after that performance last night, there'll be lots of clubs thinking, oh, maybe Jadon Sancho might be worth an offer if he isn't at home at Manchester United.
I think one thing you have to do with Jadon Sancho is make him first choice, because that's clearly when he's happiest. So before he arrived at Manchester United, 16 goals and 20 assists in the season before he joined. Then we didn't see anything close to the like at Old Trafford. And now suddenly you see this confident player, could have had a hat-trick of assists last night. So that's what confident does. You cannot have Jadon Sancho in your squad as a squad player. You have to have him as a first choice. And that's very important for not just Manchester United, for England as well and his international future.
Yeah, and there's probably going to be a business decision that's made, not just a footballing one as well. It's a really good point there you made, Pete, too. But